Hi, I'm Allison Barber, Chancellor of WGU Indiana. I'm thrilled to be here today with Sue Allmon. Sue is in charge of financial aid, and we're going to talk today about how to make it easy for you to apply for financial aid so that you can go further in your education. So Sue, thanks for being here today.
Love to be here.
Let's just drill through some of the questions that we hear a lot from potential students and from our students. And so why don't we'll just walk through a bunch of questions and answers and things that you're hearing from people, and hopefully we'll make this easy for potential students and for our students. So tell us first of all about who can apply for financial aid.
Oh, I get that question a lot. Anybody can apply for financial aid. There is no age limit, anyone from 18 to 80, and we encourage all Hoosiers, if you're thinking about going to college, fill out the financial aid form. Give us a starting point to try to put together a package to make it affordable for you.
That's great that anybody can do it. Walk us through actually the steps to apply for financial aid.
Okay. The financial aid process is actually easier now than what it used to be back in the early days when I was a student. The form is actually...
They had financial aid back then?
They did. It was on stone tablets, but we did have it. The application is actually 4 pages long now. It can be done online. The student would go to www.fafsa.ed.gov, and that'll be on our website as well as on our Facebook pages and everywhere as we advertise this. But they go to that website and complete the form. There are built-in edits on the application that helps the family so that they're completing it accurately the first time through. A student would need to have for the 12-13 academic year, which is what we're gearing up for at this point, they need their 2011 tax information in order to complete the form.
Okay, good.
And there are plenty of people around to help them. Okay. I can help. I've got a whole staff of financial aid counselors that all a student has to do is pick up the phone, drop us an email. We can help them with the process.
Great. And you know, we enroll students, of course, at WGU Indiana every month, but financial aid isn't every month. So let's talk about important deadlines for people.
Oh, most certainly. For Hoosiers, those of us in Indiana, the most important state, March 10th is a vital deadline for Indiana residents. Why is that? That is the deadline for the Frank O'Bannon Scholarship, and that is a grant awarded by the state of Indiana to Indiana students attending Indiana colleges and universities. And since we're the 8th state university in Indiana, we are included in that program. So our students, if they apply, file the FAFSA form on or before March 10th of 2012, they will be put into the running for that funding. The state determines who receives the money. It's a need-based grant. We'll receive notification probably in early May on who's going to be receiving it for this upcoming year. This current year that we're in now, the maximum award for our students is just over $3,000, about a little over $1,500 per term. So it's a significant amount of money that a student can earn and use to attend WGU Indiana.
Are there other grants or other financial aid available other than the Frank O'Bannon?
There are 2 others that are available through the state of Indiana, again with the March 10 deadline. One is we have a wonderful program, a Supplemental National Guard Scholarship. That's for our men and women who are part of the National Guard, the Air Guard. They can receive full tuition benefit to attend WGU Indiana through the state program as long as they file the FAFSA by March 10th, and also work with their Guard unit to make sure they're doing the right paperwork on the Guard side of the house. So that's a significant award. A third program, which is unique to Indiana, no other state has this. It's called the Child of Disabled Veteran. If you are a child of a man or woman who was injured in the line of duty as a military veteran, police officer, or fireman, you could receive full tuition benefits to attend WGU Indiana. And again, that is not age limited. So if you're 65 and your father was served in Vietnam back in the early 60s and is either still around or is passed on, you can still receive that benefit if you've not used it as of yet. And it's 124 units worth of education, full tuition.
So let's just tick through some of the things we've highlighted. Sure. So for Indiana students, there is Frank O'Bannon, there's the National Guard supplement, the Disabled Veteran supplement, but then there's also federal,
yes.
Well,
I want to do the state money first, but yes, there are also 3 federal programs that we participate in. The Pell Grant, which is the largest grant program that the nation has. It's a federal program, need-based. We participate in the direct student loan programs. Again, that's loans that students borrow on a signature No credit check is done with these, so a student can borrow money to attend WGU Indiana. And then we have a third program, that's the Teach Grant. For those of our students who are in our College of Teacher Education, there is grant funding available for you to finish your degree and go out and teach and receive up to $4,000 per year.
And so are all of those tied to the same March 10 deadline?
No, the only ones that are tied to March 10 are the state of Indiana funds.
Okay.
The federal dollars are good, you can apply at any time. So if someone sees this video after March 10th, don't panic. Still file the FAFSA, you still have full advantage to all the federal dollars, and don't forget the WGU grants and scholarships that we have of our own that a number of our students receive.
Great. So whenever someone comes to WGU Indiana, they need to fill out the paperwork to get federal aid. If they want the additional Indiana benefits, it has to be done by March 10th.
Correct.
So there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of tools to help people find funding. I know there's a big college day on a Sunday that's coming up. We'll put all that information on our blog and our website of the dates and times for people. But can you walk us through some of the tools for our potential students and our students?
Tools of what, like resources that
Yes.
they have available? Sure. Financial aid can be very confusing if you let it be. It's kind of like a tax return, but there are a lot of resources out there that will help you and as you strive. First and foremost, you have a complete staff of like 75 people in the financial aid office with WGU. So we are all willing, ready, and able to assist you in any way we can. You can email us at finaid@wgu.edu, or you can give us a call on our 800 number, and that is on our website, to extension 3104 to get a counselor and help you. So first and foremost, use and abuse the financial aid office at WGU. That's what we're there for. That's our purpose in life, is to make sure that we help you, get you enrolled, get you the programmings that you need so that you're successful.
So as the chancellor, I'm going to say don't abuse them. You can use them, you can utilize them, but don't abuse them. They're good people.
We're good people, but
Don't abuse them.
That's our job. As far as other resources, there are one I would highly recommend. The state of Indiana has a website, the State Grant Division, that is on their, State Student Assistance Commission, in.gov/SACI, SSACI. That's going to tell a student all about the Indiana grants and programs that we talked about earlier, and give them the deadlines, and for like the child disabled veteran, this is a separate application, what the guardsman needs to do for their supplemental grant, those kind of things. So that's a good resource. One of the best is called finaid.org. This is put on by a gentleman who is a graduate of MIT. I thought I knew financial aid. Mark puts me to shame with my financial aid knowledge. He has an extensive financial aid site that is geared towards families, students, as well as financial aid professionals. There's all kinds of research out there. He has a dictionary of common financial aid terms so that you can actually understand what we're talking about when we're talking to you about your package. He has a scholarship search engine called fastweb.com, which is one of the best in the nation, that is free, that you can link to on his website. So it's a great extra resource for our students.
Great. And then College Day. There's an event, 40 locations.
Yes.
We'll put the information on the website, but let folks know about that.
Okay, College Goals Sunday is an annual event that we hold in Indiana. There'll be 40 locations throughout the state of Indiana. On that day, that afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m., we will be assisting families and students in completing the financial aid application. The goal of the day is to have them file the form that day, get their confirmation number, and they're done. And we do it in February so that we're way ahead of the March 10th deadline, hint, hint. So if you come to this event, we can almost guarantee you that you will have it in by deadline and will be eligible for the state funding.
Great. And then just in closing, what are some of the myths? Get rid of the barriers like we like to do at WGU Indiana. Let's make it as easy as possible for people to get financial aid. So what are some of the myths that you've heard from our potential and our current students? And
I'm too old for financial aid, I'm not eligible.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest ones because we
Are you?
I am, but not. But that's one of the biggest ones because,
Sure.
again, everyone hears about the Dollars for Scholars. Everyone hears about at senior night at the high school, with the 18-year-old walking across the stage, gathering all of these small local scholarships. And so adult learners believe that there's nothing out there for them, and nothing's further from the truth. We're seeing more expansion of non-traditional adult scholarships and grants. If a student goes to fastweb.com and actually does the scholarship search, they're going to get hits for scholarships and grants that are going to they'll be able to apply for. And again, as I said earlier, we don't have an age limit. So if you're an older student like myself and you're wanting to go back to school, don't let financial aid be a burden, be a barrier for you, because we can make something work out for you.
Great. Any other myths? Any other things that people are curious about?
Yeah, another one that I make too much money to qualify for financial aid. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, I wouldn't need this job. I'd be retired.
But you would do it anyway.
Yeah, I would do it anyway. Yeah, I would do it from my island though, rather than from here, where it's 15 degrees. But yeah, it's not that simple. That's why it's a 4-page application. I wish it was. I wish I could sit down with you and say, well, Chancellor Barber, how much did you make last year? Okay, you're going to get the X number of dollars. And it's not that simple.
Okay.
So we always encourage families, fill out the form, let us do our work. If you don't complete the financial aid application, guess what? We can't do anything for you. We can't help you. So at least fill out the form, let us work our magic, see what kind of package we can put together for the student with a combination of loans, grants, scholarships, and see if we can make it affordable for a student. But that's one of the biggest ones, is that they just don't think they'll qualify because they've made too much money.
Yeah, good. Okay, so here are my takeaways. Any age can qualify for some type of potential financial aid, right? We've got a date coming up in February with 40 locations around Indiana, so people can get eyeball-to-eyeball help if they need it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a huge staff at WGU to support them if they need the help. And March 10th is the deadline. So if you're going to apply for financial aid, can current students get financial aid?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, there's no anyone, if you've not applied for financial aid in the past and you're a WGU student and you're thinking, gosh, I'm really stretched thin for this next term, I'm not going to be able, may not be able to afford to come back, come talk to us, drop us a line, give us a buzz, and we'll help you fill out the form and look at your options for your upcoming term.
Great.
So.
Good. Well, thanks, Sue, for your help. We'll put all of this on our website, make it easy for people. Please don't miss that March 10th deadline. We don't want financial aid to be the barrier that keeps you from going further. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you. Appreciate it.